So yeah, that nice little swoopy thingamajig that I like. 1, 2, 3, 4. Hey fiddlers, welcome to today's fiddle video. Today we're going to be learning an Irish jig called the Rambling Pitchfork. If you'd like sheet music and practice tracks for the tune, the variation we're going to cover today, plus a harmony, you'll find a link in the description for those. You'll also get a chord chart thrown into the bargain. All right, without further ado, let's go ahead and learn the tune. Let's figure out what key we are in today so that you know where your left hand fingers might need to go. We are in the key of D major, one of my favorite keys. So let's play a D major scale. We're gonna start with the open D string, first finger, second, third, A, 1, 2, 3. Pretty straightforward. We're also gonna have some notes above that though, so let's start with that third finger, then E, 1, low second finger, this is the G natural, and third finger. D major has 2 sharps, F sharp and C sharp. All right, we've got our key signature. Let's figure out our time signature. Rambling Pitchfork is a jig, so we are in 6/8 time. We're thinking 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. All right, we've got our key, we've got our time signature. Let's learn the tune. As I usually do, I'm going to be teaching this tune by call and response so that you can learn it by ear. I'll play a short chunk of the tune. You can pause the video and try playing it back. I'll play it again, you can pause and try again, and I'll play it a third time, and you can pause and try one more time. And if you don't get it after those 3 times, no problem, you can just scroll back and give it another try. As with many fiddle tunes, this tune has an A part, which is the first half of the tune, and a B part, which is the second half of the tune. You play each one twice. Let's start with the A part. The first phrase of the A part starts with the second finger on the D string playing an F sharp, and it'll go like this. 1, 2, 3, 4. Slower. Once more. The second phrase of the A part starts with the third finger on the D string playing a G. 1, 2, 3, 4. All right, those are our first two phrases, let's try stringing them together. Remember that first phrase starts with the second finger on the D string playing an F sharp. 1, 2, 3, 4. First phrase. Second. Moving on to the third phrase of the A part, it is very handily the same as the first phrase of the A part. So we're going to start with that second finger on the D string. 1, 2, 3, 4. The last phrase of the A part starts with that third finger on the D string playing a G. 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's take those last two phrases and we'll try stringing those together, starting with that second finger on the D string. 1, 2, 3, 4. Third phrase. 4. All right, now we've got the entire A part. Let's try playing it all the way through 2 times. Remember, we're starting with that second finger on the D string playing an F sharp. 1, 2, 3, 4. First phrase. Second. Third. Fourth. Repeat. And now we can move on to the B part, the second half of the tune. The first phrase of the B part starts with the third finger on the A string playing a D, and it'll go like this. 1, 2, 3, 4. Second phrase of the B part starts again with that third finger on the A string. 1, 2, 3, 4. That is the first half of the B part. The first half of the second half of the tune. Let's try stringing those two phrases together, starting again with that third finger on the A string. 1, 2, 3, 4. First phrase. Second. Moving on to the third phrase of the B part. Again, we're starting with that third finger on the A string playing a D. 1, 2, 3, 4. And the final phrase of the B part, and therefore the entire tune, starts with the third finger on the D string playing a G. This is actually the same as the last phrase of the A part. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, let's take those last two phrases of the B part and we'll put them together. Again, we're starting with the third finger on the A string playing a D. 1, 2, 3, 4. Third phrase. Fourth. And that's the whole B part. Let's try putting it all together and we'll play it 2 times through. 1, 2, 3, 4. First phrase. Second. Third. Fourth. Repeat. And now we have the entire tune. Congratulations. Let's try playing it A, A, B, B all the way through. So now we have to remember the A part. Remember, it starts with that second finger on the D string, playing an F sharp, and it'll start 1, 2, 3, 4. A part. And if you'd like to try playing the melody up to speed with guitar backup, you can go back to the beginning of the video and play it along with me. So that is the whole tune, and you could just stop there and play it to your heart's content. Or you could stick around and learn a fancy variation on the tune. You know I love my fancy variations. We're going to be doing just a few things. In the A part of the tune, we're going to be putting in a little melodic variation. We're also going to be adding a roll. And then in the B part, we're going to add another melodic variation and a double stop. Here's what the A part variation is going to sound like. All right, let's break that down. The first variation is a melodic variation that comes into the first phrase of the tune. So we're going to be going like this. The main thing that's happening there is we are taking out some notes or elongating some notes. So in the first part of that, instead of going, we're going. So we're holding that A a little longer and taking out one of those F sharp notes. That same pattern continues in the next bit of the variation. Instead of going, we're going. So we're holding that D and then just playing one F sharp note. And the last bit is just holding an A, and then we're going to the F sharp again. We also have a melodic change in the next phrase of the tune. So instead of going, we're gonna go. So we have that nice little swoopy thingamajig that I like. So we start that phrase normally, but then we're gonna go up to the low second finger on the E string for this little melodic change where we're gonna do this cascading thing going down. So that phrase again is. The next phrase is just normal, thank goodness. And here's where a little ornament comes in called a roll. All right, what is a roll? If you're new to Irish music, you may have heard this sort of thing and been like, what is that? A roll is a 5-note ornament that kind of dances around one principal note. Here's what I mean by that. If our principal note here is that first finger on the A string or a B, the roll is gonna go 1, 2, 1, open 1. So 5 notes. The way I usually play rolls is I'll hold that first note a little longer And then kind of squish the other notes towards the end of the roll. Some people will use the third finger instead of the second finger. You can do rolls on other notes as well. So for example, if you had a second finger roll, it would be 2, 3, 2, 1, 2. So it's note, note above, note, note below, back to that principal note. All right, so here's where the roll comes into that phrase. After we play that third finger on the D string, we're gonna play this A, and then the first finger roll, and then we're going to go on and just play the end of the phrase normally. All right, that's our A part variation. Let's try playing it through twice. 1, 2, 3, 4. Melodic variation. Normal. Roll. Again. On to the fancy stuff in the B part. Here's what the B part variation is going to sound like. Okay, let's figure out what's happening there. If you know me, you know I love to play the melody down an octave or up an octave. It's one of my signature moves. So to play this B part down an octave, we're going to think, okay, what's the first note of the B part? And it's your third finger on the A string playing a D if we're playing the normal melody. So we want to find the D that's an octave lower than that. So we're going to count down from that note. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 notes to the open D. So that's where our B part melody is going to start. The first phrase is going to be like this. So essentially it's the same melody as an octave above, except right here we can't go da, da, da to an F sharp because we don't have that on the G string. So instead we're going to go A, G, A, 1, open 1. That down the octave variation continues in the second phrase, but it has that little melodic change at the end. So we're starting out just playing the melody an octave lower, but here we just start going up the scale, up the D scale, until we land on the third finger on the A string, and we're going to play that as a double stop with the open D below. Now we're back to the normal octave that the tune is played in, and we can just play our merry way to the end of the tune. Starting with that double stop. That is our entire B part variation. Let's try it 2 times through. 1, 2, 3, 4. Down the octave. Scale. Double stop. Okay, let's try our entire variation, A, A, B, B. Remember, we're going to start with that melodic change where we sort of elongate the notes at the beginning of the tune. 1, 2, 3, 4. A part. if you'd like to try playing that variation up to speed with guitar backup, you can go back to the beginning of the video and play it along with me. All right, fiddlers, that wraps up today's fiddle video. I hope you loved this tune. Again, if you'd like sheet music and practice tracks for the tune, as well as the variation we talked about today, plus a harmony, you'll find a link for all of that in the description. Plus, you'll get a chord chart for the chord playing people in your life. Thanks as always to my brother Dan Faiella for providing the guitar backup at the beginning of this video. Have a wonderful day, happy fiddling, and I'll see you soon.